the conversation, I guess, you know, it is important, I think, not to be a kind of frozen by the scale of the challenge. You know, when you think about all these things that we've touched on, you know, it's, in some ways, part of you wants to go, it's too big, you know, it's too difficult. And I think, to me, one of the things I've really learned is that, you know, there's a fantastic book called Canoe in the Mountains about, and it uses the analogy of when Lewis and Clark went over and discovered the other side of the Rockies. It's a fantastic story. And they have this idea of the corps of engineers who basically went off the map. They didn't know where they were going, but they had a local guide, and they basically went for miles to discover the west coast of America. And I think, for me, that analogy is really beautiful for what we're in right now. You know, COVID has taken us off the map. Nobody nobody knows what's coming next. You know, we have an economic shock, a health shock, a working dynamic shock, and a social shock. And now we're so far off the map, you know, everyone's struggling with all this uncertainty. And I think in the midst of that, for me, it's about that corps of engineers. And it's about people that I trust and respect, who know me, who trust me. And somebody once said recently, you know, it's about talent and trust. And I think if you can find talented people that you trust, you can absolutely move mountains. And I think, you know, this time, especially having a faith as well, and people who share that common faith, that sense of purpose, that sense that, for me as a Christian, caring about climate change is actually a personal belief as well as a professional belief and conviction. And I think if you can find people like that who are really passionate about making a difference, you know, it's unbelievable what can happen. So I would leave people with that thought, and not to look at all the difficulties and think, oh no, it's too difficult. Because I think 3 or 4 people who are absolutely committed to changing the world can do just that.